Hi, I'm Shannon, and in this episode of Tools 101, we're going to take a closer look at the angle grinder. This tool can seem intimidating at first, especially when sparks start flying, but it can be incredibly useful in so many different ways. From grinding metals to removing rust or prepping a surface to cutting metals and all types of masonry. It's important that you understand all of the basic features and settings of this tool so you can be sure you are using it safely and properly. Welcome to RYOBI Tools 101. Now before we get into it, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to hear new product announcements, project ideas, DIY tips, and so much more. So, what is an angle grinder? An angle grinder is a handheld power tool that uses a rapidly rotating abrasive wheel to grind, or cut, in some cases, different metals and masonry. It's helpful to understand that this is a different way of cutting because it's not being done with a blade like you typically see with a miter saw or circular saw. Instead, it's being done with a rotating wheel. Your angle grinder can be used to cut or grind on various materials such as metal, metal pipe, metal rebar, masonry, concrete, brick, and block. This tool is commonly used when grinding welds, preparing surfaces to be welded, removing rust, or sharpening tools, such as mower blades. It can also be used for cutting rebar, threaded rods, nails, bolts, or any metal stock. Now let's review the features and settings of the angle grinder. To power on, your standard unit will have a trigger, and your HP brushless unit will have a paddle switch. You'll love the 3-position side handle. This can be installed on the top, left, or right side of the tool, depending on where you feel it's most secure to help prevent any loss of control. The 2 types of safety guards will provide protection from sparks or loose particles. You would use your Type 27 grinding guard when using your grinding wheel, and your Type 1 cutting guard is what you would use with your cutting wheel. Because there are multiple applications for this tool, it's best to understand the types of wheels available. The callouts on the packaging and the wheel itself make it incredibly simple to choose the right one. You'll need to determine the correct wheel size and the arbor size to make sure you've got the right fit. It'll also show the wheel thickness and the type of material it can be used on, and if it can be used for grinding or cutting. Again, these callouts are typically listed on the packaging as well as the wheel itself. Now let's jump into using your angle grinder. Anytime you're making adjustments or using this tool, always remember to follow the proper safety procedures, including wearing safety glasses, a face shield, hearing protection, gloves, long sleeves, and a workshop apron. First, you're going to want to properly secure your workpiece to a workbench using a vise or a clamp. To install the wheel guard, first make sure your battery is removed. Place the guard on the shoulder of the bearing cap by aligning the index arrows on the guard and bearing cap. Depress the lever and rotate the guard to the correct position. To install the grinding wheel, place the disc flange onto the spindle. Place the grinding wheel over the spindle and thread the fixed-tech nut on the spindle with the flat side of the nut facing up. Tighten the fixed-tech nut securely by hand or with the wrench provided, and be sure not to over-tighten. If you need to adjust the wheel guard, depress the lever and rotate the guard to its correct position, depending on which side of the tool the handle is installed on. To install the side handle, insert it into the desired position and turn clockwise to securely tighten. When you're ready to start grinding, insert your battery and hold the grinder in front and away from you using both hands. Turn the tool on and let the motor and grinding wheel build up to its full speed. Gradually lower the grinder until the grinding wheel makes contact with the workpiece. Keep the grinder tilted at an angle from 5 degrees to 15 degrees while continuously moving at a steady, consistent pace. Avoid grinding with the edge of the wheel. Use just enough pressure to keep the grinder from chattering or bouncing before lifting it away from the workpiece once you're finished. When changing to a cutting wheel, remove the battery, depress the spindle lock button, and rotate the fixed-tech nut until the spindle locks. Loosen and remove the fixed-tech nut from the spindle and remove the grinding wheel and disc flange. To install the Type 1 guard insert, place the edge of the guard insert closest to the label over the edge of the wheel guard. Next, slide the guard insert over the grinding wheel and rotate it until the tab snaps into place. For this example, we'll be cutting an exposed nail. Move the cutting wheel into the workpiece and be sure to only use enough pressure to keep the tool cutting, letting the tool do the work. And that's all there is to it. Now, the angle grinder isn't something you'll reach for as often as, say, a brad nail or a circular saw, but once you understand all the ways it can be used, you'll begin to realize how helpful it is to have one of these in your arsenal. Thanks for watching, be safe, and good luck. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Tools 101. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and comment below because we absolutely love hearing about all of your projects. Don't forget to check out our other Tools 101 videos and all the other amazing content we have for you on this channel. See you next time.